Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. Today I'm back in MS 2020. I got a ride in yesterday in X-Plane 12 from Billings, Montana into Denver, so I finally got that ride in. But I'm back in MS 2020 to see if I can get this to work. I'm using the latest Device Interface Manager version 2, the latest from PMDG, and the latest updates from MS 2020. I had a couple of issues where I was getting freezing up, or I had an APU or an engine start selector wouldn't work properly. So I believe all those issues are worked out. The only one that I haven't worked out, I haven't touched yet, I really haven't looked at, was the cargo test. I'm really not worried about that just yet. I would like to get everything up and running the way it should be. Now we're in St. John's and we're going to head on over to St. Martin. It's a short hop. It's a WinAir Flight, but they don't run 737s. But we're going to do it in the 737 anyway. The aircraft's cold and dark, and we're going to see just how far I can get with 2020. So let's go have a look here. I've got my load data sheet on board. So, alright, DC battery selected to bat. DC battery switches on guarded. Standby power is auto guarded. Alternate flaps are off guarded. Fuel pump switches are off. Wipers are set to park. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1, are off. Landing gear is down. We've got 3 green as well as 3 green on the aft overhead. Weather radar to test. Let's reset the master caution. We'll do a fault in-hop as well as an overheat fire test. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Ground power is available, so let's go on ground power. We'll confirm with the AC selected to ground power. That's looking pretty good. Let's get set for unconditioned air right now. And that's looking good. Alright, galley power is on. Our IRS is aligned here. Emergency exit lights are armed. Just cycle that trim air switch. And let's enter our present position. And what they have for St. John's in the database is pretty close to what the IRS is picking up, so I don't believe that we have any issues here. Alright, our flaps are up, and showing up on the aft overhead. We'll give them the position lights. Let me just set the brake. Let's get some brake pressure in here. I'm hoping a third time's a charm with 2020. We'll see. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, that takes care of our originator flight. Let's run right into the pre-flight. Alright, leading edge device test. It's good. Service interphone is off, reversers are extinguished, EEC switches are on guarded, crew oxygen is 12,000, passenger oxygen is normal guarded, flight recorder test, and Mach speed warning test 1 and 2, and we'll come back to the stall warning a little too early for that. We have 3 green on the landing gear, PSCU is out. Let's check our oxygen flow, and that's good. Lights test. You'll notice there's a couple of indicators here that are out, the ELT, the GLS, and the ILS. It's because the PMDG doesn't have those indicators. Alright, our lights look good. Alright, flight controls A and B are on guarded, alternate flaps are off guarded, spoilers are A and B are on guarded, yaw damper is on. VHF normal, IRS is normal, FMC is normal, source selector is auto, control panel is normal, fuel temp is fine. Crossfeed check. On AC/DC panel is set. Equipment, cooling, supply, and exhaust is normal. Emergency exit lights are armed. No smoke and seatbelt signs on. Let's get the window heat on here. And let's run the overheat test. TAT test. The captain's heater should actually extinguish, but PMDG doesn't have this test anymore. I-wing and engine and the ice are off. Hydraulic fuel pumps 1 and 2 are off. And let's get a couple of doors open in here, shall we? Let's get the cargo doors open. Alright, so we have 3 entranceways open here. Test, test, test on the flight data recorder. Our pressurization panel is zeroed out. Air conditioning is fine. Let's reset the master caution. Overheat test. Wing body AC master, very good. We're already set for unconditioned. Today's ride is 14,000. There's a quick hop. And that's set. Outflow valve. Our lights are good, and we'll use the right igniter. Alright, let's get ATIS clearance and then program the flight management computer. Alright, let's tune in ATIS.
And visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
Listen to that one more time.
BC Bird International Airport. Information Quebec. 2200 Zulu. Wind 140 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Scattered at 1800 feet. Temperature 28.
10, 12.
2.24. QNH 1012. Transition level 35. Arriving and departing runways 07.
We got runway 7.
Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
Quebec. Alright. Let's get clearance now. St. John Ground, WinAir 2316, looking for IFR clearance to St. John's as filed. We have Quebec.
One second while I grab the paperwork. WinAir 2316 BC Bird Ground information Quebec is current. Cleared to St. John's as filed. After departure, fly radar vectors to ANU, then as filed. Departure runway 07. Initial climb to 12-1-2000. Departure on 119.1, squawk 5146.
We're cleared to St. John's as filed. After departure, we're going to fly radar vectors to ANU, then as filed. Departure runway is 7. And we are cleared to flight level 120. Departure on 119.1, squawk 5146 for WinAir 2316. And 5416.
WinAir 2316, read back correct.
And we are good up to 12. Alright, let's program the flight management computer now, shall we? TAPA, and we're going to TNCM, correct? Yep. And this is WIA 2316. And we've got runway 7 on the way out. We don't have a SID. On the way in, we have the Ublo 1. We're coming from Elopo. And we're going to have the RNAV into 10. Let's have a look at that. Alright, so we're direct ANU. And 17076, and it's that one. And then Elopo.
607 runway 23 taxi via Quebec, cross 14 left on Delta, hold short 23 on board when you're holding short 23. JetBlue 1586, tower 120.5, okay. 120.5, JetBlue.
And Ublo 1.
Before 26, tower
From
120.5.
Elopo.
Tower 25 will be in there, 642.
And then the hold.
Go ahead. Roger, 95, wait for a dash to pass behind you to your right to left, and then pushback approved. Expect runway 10 right at exit. Behind the company keel right to left, we're clear to push for 10 right at Echo, horizon 2095.
That looks good now.
Near 29, you pump for EWAS 75
PMDG,
and
and then
Charlie.
on the mist.
Ground horizon 1
Alright, let's get the weight now.
Charlie 5, ready to push. That's 2563, falling ground, hold the gate up, Flightdeck. Hold, 2563. Up to 576, falling ground, with the gate number, Charlie 11. Up to 576, turn left on Bravo,
And we have the
Bravo
menu. Give me
Bravo,
fuel.
get left and 5.
Payload this ride is 13.
2563, pushback approved, expect runway 10 left at Echo. Push approved, expecting 10 left at Echo, right, 2563.
Alright. Payload and 0 fuel weight.
Ground hazard 2095 is ready to taxi. 2095, runway 10 at Echo, take the Echo 3 Echo. 10 right at Echo, Echo 3 Echo, horizon 2095.
Right. 122.9.
Ground horizon 563, push to right back. Horizon 2563, runway 10 left at Echo, taxi via Tango, Echo 3 Echo.
Alright.
10
Okay.
left at Echo via Tango, Echo 3 Echo, horizon 25. Got 6306, fall ground, what's the get
Final reserve is going to be 6.
Got 3306.
Cost index this ride is 35.
Going to be above 5 City.
We're going to 14,000. That's our cruise winds here. 048 at 8. Alright, we're not going to derate. CG is 25-1. There's going to be a flaps 5 takeoff. The runway has a down slope of 0.4 at 073.
Ground horizon 2484, we're at Charlie 20 Charlie, focus,
Okay,
Quebec.
and let's get the winds here.
They're 2484, ground step by.
That's 7. That looks good. Let's get our descent forecast in here. We'll just put in 10,000 since we have, we're at 14. This ride is a short hop. And 066 at 9. That's in. And before I grab this while I'm down here. here.
T38 runway 10 left, taxi to kilo, cross runway 21.
We're looking at... Where are you? Alright, 10-12. What do we have on the average ISA? 16.
2084, or 2484, runway 10 left.
And we don't have to worry about
Okay, 10 left via Tango Kilo, cross 219, 2484.
that. We have one more quick look here.
1562 ground, pushback approved.
PJ.
Runway 10 left.
But approved, back 10 left, 1562.
I don't know why it added that extra stuff in my display. But we'll see how that affects the flight. Alright, that's all set up. Let's get the radios done now. We have my charts. And we're going to TAPA.
Tango, Echo 3, Echo, Kilo, cross runway 21.
Tango, Echo 3, Echo, Kilo, South 21 along 1552 going on 10 left.
Sound does 124 is that. There's 124, runway 10 left, taxi to Tango, Kilo, cross runway 21. Tango, Kilo, cross runway 21, 124.
Alright, that's in, that's in. Let me take a look on the back end as well.
You just wanted to sit on the left side all day, just short tempo. Guys, 124, I don't have anybody behind you, so you can just hold short of runway 10 left. You guys, 124, verify you have your transponder on. It's on, says 124. Thank you.
Ground Skywest 3481 is Charlie 20 Bravo, ready to push with cadet.
Alright. Alright, that's good, that's good, that's good. What do we have here?
Expect runway 10 left.
Expect clear, expect left 0 left for 7.
You...
Full on ground, you can cover 2191, ready to push to Charlie 20. Charlie 40.
Solid 2191, full ground, pushback at your discretion. Expect
Alright,
runway 10 left.
give me terrain, position, data, airport, station. I'm on the master, you can have the slave. Weather, station, airport, data, position. Let's finish this up now. Tram is 447, and we're looking at 144 on the engine out. That's good. And we are looking at and we're cleared up to 12. Alright, so that's good. Nose wheel steering is normal, got it. Let's check our displays here. Auto flight. Alright, primary flight display. The artificial horizon is level. Ground speed 045 on the speed tape. V1 is 132, 144. V2, 316 on the heading. I've got 1012 on the HPA. 200 on the decision height. We're cleared up to 12. I've got terrain on the nav display. And one is set auto. Speed reference is set auto. Reset the fuel flow. And let's set the auto brake to reject the takeoff. We are good here. That's looking good. Let's check our bottles. Cargo test. This is the one test. Alright, that looks good. Let's get that test done. That test should be finished. And let's see here. Is our stall warning.
Positive 0 ground. Use caution, actually wait for traffic behind you to taxi out, then push back approved, expect runway 10.
Alright, we don't have any fuel in the center tank. Let's get our APU up and running. This is where I had an issue the first go around with MS 2020. But we are getting a low pressure indicator now, so that's a good sign. In the meantime, let's get these doors buttoned up, get ready to get on out of here.
Yeah, 4050 Roger, call me 5 prior to push, so I get a flow time for you.
Welcome.
Uh,
We're just waiting on the APU now.
Ground Southwest 4493, we're at Alpha 9, ready for push with information India.
Up 4493, push back to discretion and runway 3.
Runway 3 on discretion, thanks.
Ground AC
6.
4209, Alpha 3 push.
AC 4209, ground push to discretion and runway 3.
First question, runway 3, H 4209.
Alright, APU is up. Confirm with the AC selector. We'll give that a minute and then we'll go on APU bleed air. Let's get rid of the ground power. Brake pressure's a little low.
Southwest 4493, set.
4493, runway 3, taxi via Charlie, Foxtrot, cross runway 8, hold short runway 12 at Charlie.
Charlie, Foxtrot, cross 8, hold short of 12 at Charlie, Southwest 4493.
And let's see, that's been about a minute. And confirm that we are disconnected from the gate.
Runway 3, taxi via Charlie, Foxtrot, cross runway 8, hold short runway
Which we
12
are.
at Charlie.
St. John ground, WinAir 2316 at gate 6, ready for push and start with Quebec.
WinAir 2316, push and start approved. Expect taxi instructions to runway 07 shortly. Contact ground when ready for taxi.
Clear to push and start. Contact ground, we're ready for taxi. WinAir 2316. Alright, so let's get that clock going. Right. Well, you know what? Let me start the engines right here because we're not going to push back. I'm going to push back on my own power. That was the second problem I had. After I pushed back, I wasn't able to go anywhere. I believe that's also fixed, so we're going to find out right now. So let's get our pack switches off. We're going to get our anti-collision light on. Bleed pressure is good. We're starting number 2. Number 2's pulling up. Alright, 2 is looking good. Close, auto. We're starting number 1. This is where I had my second issue. And she's spooling up. So we're past two issues that I had on two attempts to get MS 2020 running on my last couple of rides out of Billings.
Up 4493, cross runway 12, continue via Charlie Foxtrot.
Yeah, Charlie Foxtrot, runway 3, that's a 4496.
At AC 4209 taxi.
C4209, runway 3, taxi via
Alright,
Alpha. Correction,
that looks good.
runway 3, taxi via Alpha. Charlie Foxtrot.
Off. We don't need you.
Runway 12 at Charlie.
C4209.
And what doors do we have open here? Let's run that test light here. Nothing should be open here.
Cross runway 12, continue runway 3 via Charlie Foxtrot.
Course runway 12.
Everything's closed.
Charlie Foxtrot Southwest 890.
Everything is closed. That's an erroneous light. Alright, let's back out on our own power here and then see if we can continue.
Runway 12, continue runway 3 via Charlie Foxtrot.
Sorry, 12, continue to 3 via Charlie Foxtrot, 4209.
Charlie Foxtrot.
Runway 3, Golf, Charlie Foxtrot, and back to 12 November.
Alright, let's get ready to get on out of here. Taxi light. Flaps 5. TA. Auto. Let's check these flight controls here.
But there's probably about 4 and 9 to come off of 3. Signal behind that, and then probably quicker just go to 3 after that.
Might be able to see them here.
Charlie Foxtrot, cross runway 8, hold short, runway 12.
Charlie Foxtrot, cross runway 8, hold short, runway 12.
Alright, that all looks pretty good. Let's have a quick peek here. Alright, that section is done. Exterior lights, we've got taxi, position, anti-collision, we're good. APU is off, master caution recall, we got an erroneous door indicator there. But the doors are closed. Matter of fact, we have that back. Alright, our flaps are set for takeoff, transponders TA auto, weather radar set to auto, flight controls are free and clear. St. John Ground, WinAir 2316 on Delta, looking to taxi runway 7.
WinAir 2316, taxi to runway 7 via Delta. Contact tower on 118.2 when ready for departure.
Clear to taxi to runway 7 via Delta. Contact tower 118.2 when ready for departure. Good day. We'll switch over. Let's taxi and let's see if we can move now. This was the last issue that I had. So, and we're on the move here. So, that's looking pretty good. The controls may be a little sensitive. I've not been able to get them dialed in the way they should be. But I'll do the best I can.
Oh, I'm ready flight level 100, can have 257.
Was having some stutter and flicker issues as well with MS 2020, and the buildings just not appearing the way they should. Some of them, a lot of them appear to be melted, as if they were in a nuclear blast. I've not been able to figure out why. I have a top-of-the-line system, and my internet connection, I mean, the ping is 0.17 millisecond, and the numbers in and out are pegged just about. So I can't figure that one out.
Holding short runway 10, from the PSA. Bristol 210, wind 170 degrees, 15 knots, runway 10, clear for takeoff, no restrictions, right hand. Clear to go, 40, no restrictions, Bristol 210.
The tiller and the rudder are the two that seem to be the last two items that are sensitive. I got the yoke under control for the most part, but the rudder, the tiller, I just barely touched this and she wants to go left and right.
Good afternoon, line up runway 18. Line up runway 18. 4124.
Alpha contact 1340, 135 today.
134, 350, Finnair, 1 Bravo, bye-bye.
St. John's Tower, WinAir 2316, holding short, runway 7, ready for departure.
WinAir 2316, VC Bird Tower, runway 07, winds 140 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, WinAir 2316. That was another issue we had, but that seems to be fixed as well. Make sure we're good here. Well, actually, I could set that once we go and turn around. That'll probably pop off. And 10 notifications complete. Exterior lights are good. Engine start select is continuous. Auto throttle. We'll come back. That's on. TARA auto and parking brake release 40%. We're gone. We have to come down to the end and turn around. So we're not out of here just yet. Hopefully she's going to turn nicely.
Get a 932, wind 211, 24. KLM 1075, runway 24, take one. Let's take off 240, 1075.
I'm going to go all the way down to the end. The buildings around here from the ground level look pretty good. A little flicker there in the front. But if I can get the tiller and the rudder dialed in, then this would actually be a pleasure to fly. But I've been trying and trying and trying, and it just doesn't want to cooperate. Gee, she should be nice and smooth like this. None of that jumping around. I had a feeling we're going to have to reset that. Let's get up to 40%. Yeah, I know. Stable. Toga. Draw set. Airspeed's active. 80 knot check. Throttle hold. We're stable 380. Yeah, see the rudder? It's all over the place. Gear up. I'm going to see how the auto flight system does here.
WinAir 2316, contact departure on 119.1.
Going to departure on 119.1, WinAir 2316. G'day. Departure WinAir 2316 with you, climbing through 2600 for 12,000. Inbound Elopo. Don't need that. On. Well, that looks rather nice. And flaps up. Looks like they're ignoring us.
Gas 651, right, 060, left on the way up approach.
060, clear the island, 0 left approach, gas 651.
See if they'll continue us up to 14,000.
Canada 415, arrival 12447, good day.
2447.
And I might as well bring that shot up. This is a quick ride. Oluba 1 will be coming in from Elopo. Down on the lower right. I don't know if you can see that in the camera view.
American 1572, continue plane for 180 knots.
180 knots, American 1572. Jazz 839 now with a 13.5 below 1,000.
Jazz 839 trying to arrive at A will be runway 06 left, altimeter 3009, radius Tango, descending 8,000.
Departure WinAir 2316 with you, climbing through 6,800 for 12,000. See if they acknowledge us now. If not, we'll just continue on the route. I really want to check this more than SayIntentions. Alright, I'm not worried about that. We'll fly our route. If they want to interact, they can interact. But we're good up to 14. Yes, yes. And we're going to head straight on up to 14. Let's see if they'll take this request. St. John departure, WinAir 2316. Request flight level 14,000.
WinAir 2316, climb flight level 14, 14,000.
Alright, good. I cleared to 14, 14,000. WinAir 2316.
This beautiful crescent-shaped beach is famous for its crystal clear waters and soft white sand. It's a popular
Why is that
spot
light
for
on?
locals and
Another
tourists
idiot
to
light?
enjoy
Yeah.
a day in the sun.
That in-op light was on.
Vibrant coral reefs nearby. Half Moon Bay was named for its unique
Ah, we're
shape,
looking pretty
which
good.
resembles a half moon, and it has been a favorite getaway since the 1960s. Legend has it that pirates once used this bay as a hideout, stashing their treasure in
That should be in
nearby
range at
So if
18.
you see any suspicious-looking boats, they might just be looking for buried treasure. It's a great place for
So about 40 miles we're going to be on the arrival chart at the St. Martin.
Just remember,
Just take a look here at our progress page. What do we have here? TAPA climb in 4 miles. We're 140 miles out of St. Martin. Nice quick ride. So far everything's looking pretty good. Only issue is with SayIntentions, I would say, if anything. But that's not that big of a deal. Especially for everything that I'm testing here. We're looking good. So, once I get a few rides with MS 2020 under my belt here, I think I may take a look at how the pushback actually works. But I do have an issue with the pop-out panel manager. I don't know if you can see my screens, but my screen, the size is fine. If you take a look at the first officer size, they're squeezed down. Yet, before the MS 2020 update, all my screens were fine. When I went to load pop-up panel manager again, none of my screens would pop. I had to reset them. And resetting them has caused those two screens to be squinched down. So I have not been able to figure that out yet. But that's basically it.
Jazz 948 flight heading at 020, speed 190. Heading 020, that's 4.
So far, it's been a great run. That's 18 minutes from the gate, 9 minutes from the runway, and we're cruising at 14,000 feet. We've got another 130 miles to go, another 70 miles to top of descent. And we should be on that chart within the next 25 miles. Oh, there I am, way down in the corner there. I don't know if you can see me. That little purple or magenta triangle heading toward Ilopo. But looking good. The auto flight system was fine on the way up. Weather's nice and clear. A little bit of haze, but that's it. And you can see out to the horizon. Let's see how it handles the descent now.
WestJet 375, terrain 3030, and if that's what Alpha is 06 right approach. 030, clear to island 06 right approach, 375. Oscar Hotel Bravo, descend 4,000. Oscar Bravo, descend 4,000. And then what I'll do is, if we get in okay, I'll see if I can shut her down completely to securing the aircraft on the back end. So far, though, device interface manager is working 100%. And I had a feeling those flukes that were going on here had something to do with MS 2020 and their latest update. Sure enough. India 187 Delta, turn right direction my talk, descend 6,000. That's right. And right direct 5,000, there India 187 Delta.
And you know what? Let me get that set here. Give me this.
Only down to 3-3 down to 4,000.
Right. Yeah. Decision height is 686.
Cleared ILS 06 right approach, Canada East 37. Level stay there, Canada 415, 10 Canada 415, arrival right.
Well, I'm going to spin my fingers off. It would be nice if there was a quick and a not so quick, depending on how fast you moved your buttons. I'm going to what? 686? Oh, we just hit 600.
Light 330, that's Canada 95.
Just don't accidentally hit that reset button.
American 1572, turn right 030.
Alright, 686-14, you are good. And 096. Right to 4,000, direct on bed, and then hold. That all looks pretty good. We're coming in from Ilopo. And we'll get picked up on this chart about 45 miles out from Umana. Let's put that in. Alright, let's follow this chart. Umana after Ilopo. That is certainly right. It's telling me in AMA.
770, turn left heading 270, intercept for islands of visual approach, runway 24 left.
Oh, now it's saying not in the database. Before it was saying invalid entry. Not in the database, I get. Alright, from Ilopo, we're going to hit 305. So let's hit 305. And we'll follow that chart. And Umana, we're making a right to 005. And we're going to take that into Avaki.
Good morning, here 10-57 heavy 6 in of 10,000, 8,000, we have entry.
10-57 heavy, or all, runway 24 left, Western 2980, that's the best line.
I guess Quebec,
Oh, that has the 305 in there. Okay. The intercept that's in here has the 305 track in. Oh, that's good. Did not notice that. What are we looking at here? 36, 35 miles top of descent. We've got 95 miles to go. 24 minutes from the gate, 15 minutes from the runway. And this has been a great ride. Other than my tiller, my rudder pedals being too sensitive, and the first officer glass screens being squished. That's the only issues I've seen so far. Other than that, it's been a great run. Even my yoke is dialed in pretty decent. Not where it should be, but it's definitely good enough. Alright, let's see how she handles this now. Let's see how she handles that.
Jet 7121 arrival, runway 15 right, need to send the air, descent 9 and down.
Yeah. Leave that, leave that. What are we coming in as? We're coming in buck 42 just about.
At our 1 o'clock, about 10 miles out, you can see the stunning Anse de Grande Saline. This beautiful beach is known for its unspoiled natural beauty.
Oh, that's nice. You can hear the crew in the back speaking to the passengers, giving them a heads up about the island. That's pretty cool. Might have to make that a little bit lower, though. I don't think it should be as that loud as if it was taking place behind the door. So.
Giving it a tranquil vibe that many visitors appreciate. Legend has it that pirates used to hide their treasures in the nearby cove. So who knows? You might just stumble upon some buried trophies. Just don't blame me if you find a rusty sword instead.
We've had a loss in hydraulic pressure at number 1, so we got no normal brakes.
So if I can't put it down, we're going to be holding at on bed at 4,000. So but so far she's been handling rather well.
Yeah, 65, I'm sorry, okay, great, thank you. And West City 265, okay, your current flight speed 160 knots now.
Speed 160, West City.
Here we go, we're on the chart now, and we're right on the money there. Don't know if you can see that, but we are right there, boogieing along. Nicely done, PMDG, nicely done. So basically we're inbound Humana, even though it's not in the database here. It's on the chart. From there we'll bank a right-hand turn to Avaki, which is more than likely where the interception point is there. Alright, they're already locked in their seats. I should have let them run around. Oops. Hope no one had to go to the bathroom. Alright, come on. Let's bring it home. Let's have a real good back end on this flight, man. This would probably be the first good one with Device Interface Manager too. And it's been pretty good the whole way. There definitely seems to be some type of issue with their nav display and the data that's being put on here. Got a couple of weird entries here. We're gonna have to watch that on the way in.
Contact Toronto Tower, 1835.
1835, alarm.
They did this ride in 41 minutes. What am I at now? I'm at 29 minutes from the gate, 20 minutes from the runway right now.
Bravo Uniform Romeo, crossover on target, speed of 170 knots, contact tower there on 118.7.
On top, 177 Windward Air. Thanks for your help, sir.
Speed's coming down. Very nice. Nicely done. And now we should have a right-hand turn coming up here.
Aeromexico 695, turn right, fly heading 160. Right heading 160.
Bring those down. This way they're not going to interfere. I usually have them down there anyway when the auto flight's running, when I'm on my descent. WinAir 2316, request lower 2,600 feet. They're ignoring us.
Oscar Hotel Bravo, turn left to 240. Left turn 240 degrees, Oscar Bravo.
Now I heard them key up, and I see the message, but I didn't hear anything. It said descent altitude 2,600 feet. So far, this has been a great run. They want to bring us into runway 28? What are you, out of your mind? We definitely seem high here. Let's see what she's going to do here with this. Let's see what she's going to do here.
WinAir 2316, contact Juliana approach on 128.905.
I contact Juliana approach on 128.905, WinAir 2316. Good day. Juliana approach WinAir 2316 with you, 10,600. Inbound PJM. Yep, we ain't making this. I want to see what this is going to do. If it's going to do that loop around and then bring us in.
316 Juliana approach identified. Good afternoon.
Speed's coming down now like it should, down to 240. But we're definitely not landing this go around. I don't know what that was all about. We'll swing back around and keep going. Alright, so we're under 250 knots now. We're coming up on 10,000.
At our 11 o'clock, about 3 kilometers out, you can spot the famous Princess Juliana International Airport, which is known for its incredibly low approach over Bajo Beach. This airport was originally opened in 1942 and has since become one of the busiest airports in the Caribbean, serving as a major hub for travelers heading to and from the region. What makes this airport truly unique is its location. The runway is just a stone's throw away from the beach.
And there's 10,000.
Experience the thrill of watching large aircraft fly just above their heads as they land. It's a popular spot for aviation enthusiasts and photographers alike, who gather to capture the perfect shot of planes landing and taking off. There's even a local legend that says
I want to see where it's going to take us.
during a landing, you might just get blown away by the jet blast. So, if you see anyone holding onto a beach umbrella for dear life, you'll know why.
Well, the moon looks pretty cool there. There's some blue water.
Gutierrez 8400, get them 4,000. Down to 4, regard to 400.
Aircat 837, cross Stable speed 170 knots, contact tower there, runway 35.
Stables, I believe that was 170 knots and using 35 there, and moving to 37.
I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to do this right here. We'll pick that up.
Aircat 956, cross Stable speed 170 knots for left, contact tower Stable, runway 35.
It's not even picking up on Avaki. It's got us all the way down here by Mapone. So we'll swing around, we'll put it down. Should be no big deal. Main thing is that all the button switches and dials and everything work. That's the main thing for this run. And so far, not bad. Not bad at all. And I don't mind going around. We've got the fuel for it. Yeah, we'll swing out to Amana. Bang it right over to Avaki. Avaki, let's saw a map on and we're on our way in now. I could just let it try it again once we get further out. I'll let it try again. So right now we're at 36 minutes. They did the run in 41, but we would have been on the ground already.
Mexico 600 feet, descend 6,000. 6,000 at Mexico 600. Turbo 606, contact now 1825. Raleigh 1835, perfect.
Now I got to get all the sounds and everything set up right as well. But I think the big thing I want to look at is these two monitors. I got to figure out what's going on with that. It was working fine. I can't figure out why pop-up panel manager is doing that. May have to uninstall it, reinstall it, and see if it does the same thing again.
Korean 606, maintain 170 off with radar and sub 0. 170 radar, sub 0.
Now we're getting in the ballpark.
Skywest 5372, descend 4,000 feet, then reduce speed to 009.
That's 4,000 feet, and then reduce speed to 200,000.
Again, 441 to code 3,000, base rate for 4,000. Alright, descend 3,000, and take a last bit for Air Canada 441? You can plan a base before 4,000. Alright, we'll plan base before 4,000.
Altitude is getting there now. Alright. I think you should be able to handle that now.
United 1449, fighting 22.
See how it does this go around.
Blue Streak 5020, speed 160 knots for greater to Hop.
160 better to hop, Blue Streak 5020.
Well, if we get in 3 minutes, then we still did it in the same time frame they did. With a flyover.
3,950, steady 5,000.
Oh, she's looking better this go around.
Air 4469, terrain 030,
And we should be slowing at 225. What did I say we're coming in as? 142.
Delta 524, terrain 120, intercept straight island, 4.15 range. 120 to go, Cooper island, 15 range, Delta 524.
So above 26 at Ivaki. Let's see if it'll keep going.
Going 3 feet, anything 330 on speed down. Heading 330 down to 3,000 feet, tunneling 33.
This approach looks a lot better. Got the runway.
So 9683 Rebel, hello, descend 8,000, runway 06 right.
8,000, runway 06 right, descending 9683.
And you're going to 96.
Question 706, descend to 8,000.
8,000, went to 706.
Yeah, you know, I don't need that anymore. Let's have you.
Descend 8,000 off, so this is 008, right, 04.
2600, we're passing Ivaki. Right on the money.
Catches 839, this flight heading 350. 350, yeah, we just did the runway change the wrong time, so
Let's take it down. Let's start slowing up, shall we?
4477, turn right, heading 160.
Right, heading 160.
Let's start slowing down.
Does 954, turn right, heading 330 on about field inside. 30, 5.
Three 1704, turn right, heading 150, descend 3,000.
Heading 150 down to 3,000.
10. Looking good now.
375, 74, and 375 around the morning, April Bravo 303, to 5,000.
And we're holding it for, yes, B-15. And we'll just slow all the way down.
Yeah, 7055, Roger, B4 on the flight path, secure the Alpha following 23. 4 on the flight path, secure the Alpha from 22, that's 755.
And I'll take it from here. Whoa. That trim down there, Johnny. And give me 30. See, my yoke handles so much better. It's just the rudder and the tiller that are a mess. That's a great view. Oh, I don't know where that bump come from. A little bit of flicker going on there too.
Air Canada 441, alright, C20, it is 190, right here, 320, deep sea to 190 knots, Air Canada 441.
And they never bothered picking us up. WinAir 2316, short final, runway 7. See if they pick us up.
WinAir 2316, turn right heading 130 vector, visual runway 28 approach.
No. Negative. We're landing on runway 7.
Encore 3513, descend 3000. WinAir 2316, roger. Turn left heading 045 vectors for the visual runway 07 approach.
Oh, runway 10. What am I saying? 7. You schmuck. Oh, a little bit of flicker there. Yeah, that rudder is very sensitive, man. It's got to be fixed. Other than that, and you see how it's abruptly changes? It's got to be worked on. I hope 2024 comes up with a better system than what they have now. I mean, I'm using Hall Effect, not using $2 pots. I'm using some good stuff, and I just can't get these things dialed in at all. So, if 2024 comes out with anything better, at least I hope it's the controls or the ability for us to manipulate them. All right, let's get the APU up and running. Dump you and you. See, she's just too abrupt.
Air Canada 415, turn right heading 320. 320, Air Canada 415.
Oh, a whole lot of stuttering going on there. Whole lot of flickering going on there. Come on, keep going.
Order 170, flight heading 270.
Heading 270, port to 170.
Street 5199, turn right heading 270.
Alright, turn heading 270, proceed 5199.
TA test.
Russia 432, fire traffic, December 6000.
This tiller is just, you just touch it and it wants to just slide one way or the other. APU is up. We'll give that a minute and then we'll move on over. 46, 41, 5 minutes late.
Air Canada 794, reduce speed 210 knots.
210 knots, no, that's fine. Mexico 692, you have 25 track miles to touchdown to 10-3. 3,000 coming through.
And let's see, that's been about a minute. So other than the few issues that I have, this is a pretty good run. Now it's back to trying to get the rudder and the tiller working the way it's supposed to and no screens. After that, maybe we get a few more runs in 2020.
Good morning, Gas 873, 12.2 descending 11,000, top up.
Because those two items just completely kill the entire effect sitting in here. It's just too much.
3 to meter down to 8,000, Gas 873.
I guess we could have went to the other one. I guess we could have just went the whole route straight down.
Brickyard 4469, reduce speed 170 knots, contact tower NOAA 11835. The speed to 170 knots, contact tower NOAA, Brickyard 4469.
Pick a gate, any gate. How about we'll take the one in the corner? And we can kill you.
441, was that heading 230 or 320? 320. 320, thank you.
Oscar Hunter, Bravo, turn left heading 180 intercept, and after approach 15.
Hit 180 degrees, clear for Cape 5, that's 15. Again at 256, descend 4,000. 4,000, and then 256.
Oh, looks like they're waiting for us in the corner. How cool was that?
On for 3345, turn left to 170.
That's 170, Encore 3345.
Yeah, see, this thing is just way too sensitive. I'm barely moving the tiller. I'm moving it about that much.
That's 979, descend 3,000.
3,000. Heading 180 now to join, still clear the approach. Okay, 180 to join, down with my screen, destination 01. Brickyard 3400, right 270 to come speed down. 270 down to 3, Brickyard 3400.
Let him run around. Alrighty. Now, let's get set up for ground, and then I'll shut this down completely. Let's get the doors open. And ground services. Let's set the chocks. Ground power. And air conditioning. Alright, so the chocks are in position. We can remove the parking brake. Ground power is available. Confirm. Unconditioned air.
American 1572, contact tower 1835, good day.
1835.
And you're on standby. Let's have a peek here. High electrical power, APU or ground, we're on ground. Bleed air, we're set for unconditioned air right now. Fuel levers are set to cut off. Oh, I know I forgot something. Fuel levers are set to cut off. Anti-collision light is off. Yes. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Electrical panel check set. Galley power is off. Window heat switches are off. Hydraulic pump switches, they're off now. And exterior lights as needed. We have the position light. Flight directors are off. Chocks in position. Parking brake is off. And let's shut down completely now. So the IRS select is to off. Emergency exit lights off. Exterior lights are going to be off. Bleed. Let's get set. That is set. Engine start selected to both. AP or ground power disconnect. We'll disconnect ground. AC/DC selectors to stand by, and battery switch off. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed that little ride. I had a blast. I was really doing some testing. I wanted to see what was going on with Device Interface Manager and MS 2020. And except for those few items that I found, this has been a pretty good run from beginning to end. From an originator flight being completely cold and dark the way we are now to securing on the back end. Alright everybody, Hope you enjoyed the run. I will catch you on my next one. Take care.